Yo, what's up guys, kembali lagi di Project Kibo dan gua Versail. Kali ini kita akan bermain game Genshin Impact untuk memainkan event terbaru dari Genshin Impact itu sendiri. Yang mana nama eventnya adalah Lantern Rite. Sekarang ya kita mulai dari event yang pertama. Kita ke questnya dulu, oke? Dan ini kita ke Wangsun In dulu. Lah, ada electro dalam. Lagi pada ngapain tuh? Helikornya kayak ada apa sih, aura-aura dari xiao noh lah.
Is it just paimon, or is there something weird about those hilly trails over there?
Iya aneh, orang kayak ada xiao-nya, kayak ada efek xiao.
We've seen plenty of hilly trails before, and they're always the bad guys. But this is different. Uh-oh. This is right by the Wangshu Inn too. Oh, the guests are in great danger. Now that we've seen it, if we don't do anything about it, Paimon will feel really guilty. Let's go take care of them.
Kuy, kita gebuk-gebuk dulu. Tapi kocak anjir helikornya. Nggak kayak helikor yang biasanya, kayak ada aura dari xiao.
These super evil hilly trolls are more difficult to defeat than the usual kind too.
Susah, gimana ya susahnya anjir.
Hey, seems like people are gathering over there. Wonder what
Lah.
they're doing.
Anjay, pakai masker, masker topeng deh.
Whoa! See that guy in the mask? He scared off all the hilly trolls. Oh, you mean
Kayak
like
make
Xiao?
adeptus,
Now that you mention
adeptai.
it, this guy's mask is kind of similar to the one that he wears.
Nah kan bener, kayak xiao.
But the magic he was using seemed even more adeptus-y than Xiao's. Shall we go say hi?
Hai. Ntar, nah, setting dulu. Oke, bahasa Indonesia. Ada apa nih? Star Nature Calcium.
Hello, allow us to introduce ourselves.
Please, if you're here to thank me, there's no need.
Sombong
Cleansing the
sekali
world of
anjay.
evil is the duty of the Adepti.
Ah.
Think nothing of it. I certainly don't. Wait, who are you? One had assumed you were followers, but on closer inspection it seems that we have not met.
Kami hanyalah pengembara yang sedang lewat. Kita juga sedang mengikuti jejak adeptus.
My name's Paimon, and this is my sidekick.
Then it is right that our paths coincide. One too shall introduce oneself, for it the one before you is the Adeptus, Master of Stars. The one is better known to one's followers as Star Snatcher.
Ini kayak sebenarnya bukan adeptus asli sih, kayak
Descended from one's mountain abode to
peniru
cleanse the
doang.
world of evil, whereupon fate saw fit that our paths should cross. Now, tell me that which you wish for.
Our wishes? Paimon thought that the Adepti and Leela were just really good in battle. You mean you can grant people's wishes too?
There are different levels of Adepti. Are not the stars loftier than the mountains, clouds, and moon? Yet, it is unbecoming of an Adepti to boast of one's powers. One would have you first speak to
Tidak
one's
pantas
followers,
menyombongkan, tapi
and
dia
only then
menyombongkan.
make your
Maunya apa?
verdict.
Have you seen the Master of Stars in action? His power
Namanya
truly
pria
hails
beriman
from the
dong.
divine.
Wah gitu namanya pria beriman. Iya siap.
I believe that now there is finally some hope for my ailing father. Watching him use his magic is all the proof you need. A true adeptus, no doubt about it. Not long ago, I
Adeptus.
sought some medicine from him on behalf of my ailing father. The difference with Boo Boo Pharmacy's prescriptions was like night and day, I tell you. Once it was boiled and ready, it gave off this really ethereal mist. Seemed pretty adeptal to me. Could have also been because there was mistflower in it, though. Adepti medicine is surely the most potent. My father will recover soon, I just know it.
Ya,
Sure, you have to make some sacrifices if you seek help from an adeptus like the Master of Stars. I had to give a few antiques as offerings. But my father's life is worth much more than a few old relics, right?
disuruh bikin pengorbanan. Lucu juga anjir. Nih. Pedagang beriman, wanita beriman. Apa
The
ya?
Lilith don't really
Ya,
need to
serba
do
beriman
shifts
anjir.
when the Master of Stars is around, do they? I'm a merchant, and I had an especially valuable batch of goods that needed transporting recently. So I asked the Master of Stars if he would make the journey with me, as presumptuous as that was. Reason being, monsters run a mile as soon as he so much as holds up his talisman. It didn't come cheap, of course, but then soliciting the services of a god is a monumental affair. Just look at the Rite of Descension. So I can accept it, but I doubt that most from outside of Liyue would be willing to.
Sebenarnya dia ini bukan adeptus kan, sumpah. Soalnya adeptus itu kan yang xiao dengan ganyu sama yang
Finally,
kayak
a life
hewan-hewan.
full of hope and purpose. Oh, are you believers too? After my fiance had been left, I cried every day.
Dah ditinggalin tunangan dong.
But then I turned to the Master of Stars for help. At his suggestion, I started burning paintings of my fiance and casting the ashes into the ocean at sunrise. I can't explain it, but it really worked. I know in my heart that he'll return. This is not some sort of positive thinking trick. I'm certain of it. I'm so overjoyed that I gave a portion of my wedding budget to the Master of Stars as an offering. After all, if not for him, I wouldn't be getting my fiance back, in which case I wouldn't need it anyway.
Jadi ini kayak peniru, tapi juga punya kekuatan buat kayak ngabulin orang, apa, permintaan orang-orang. Tipuan sama penguasa bintang, kan bener tipuan. Tapi ada yang gak waras nih.
What do you think? One's adherents may exaggerate a little, but they speak from the heart.
Imajinasi.
Surely you jest. There was once a senior adeptus, Xie Wuliang, known to the people as Liangzi. He said this: all things are connected. That which mortals call imagination is merely the bridge betwixt the spiritual and the material. In other words, their wishes are already on the path of transitioning into reality. Does this make things clearer?
Nope.
Nah,
It makes
gue juga
them
nggak
way
ngerti
more
sih.
complicated. But basically what you're saying is that their wishes can come true, right?
Indeed.
Intinya itu
You are perceptive, my
bisa
diminutive
dikabulkan,
friend.
tapi aneh.
Okay. So we also have one other question.
Oh? You need but ask.
Hey, isn't that a bit inappropriate?
Ya, kan biar tahu aja siapa gitu.
Indeed. It would be inappropriate for one to remove one's mask. One wanders among mortals, doing good and cleansing evil. One reveals not one's visage to avoid further disturbance to this realm than is necessary.
Got it.
Now then, what are your wishes?
Aku ingin mengetahui keberadaan saudara. Aku ingin mendapatkan kekuatan yang bisa nyanyi para dewa. Aku ingin kaya mendadak. Ini.
One senses that a tragic tale
Bentar, kan dia
lies behind
tipu-tipu.
this wish.
Kenapa gue jadi percaya juga? Harusnya dia milih paling bawah aja.
So be it. This wish is not beyond one's power to grant. But first, one must see some proof of your faith.
Tapi bisa juga buat kayak apa sih, nguji. Kan susah tuh nyari saudaranya.
What's that supposed to mean?
The way of the Adepti cannot be grasped from words alone. One must seek the profound truths that lie beyond them. Should you fail to perceive one's hidden meaning, then regrettably, one may lend you no aid.
What do we do?
Jadi harusnya jangan cuma ngomong doang tapi bertindak gitu. Mungkin.
Oh, that's right. Some of those believers mentioned that they had to pay a pretty sum for the Adeptus' help, didn't they? Well, Paimon's not forking over anymore, and we don't have anything valuable enough on us. You don't even have a vision.
Seharusnya tidak ada yang jual vision.
Hey, why don't we make him a tasty snack? No one can resist the temptation of good food, can they?
Di mata paimon memang seharusnya begitu. Ya, paimon badan kecil makan banyak banget anjir.
Yep, a tasty snack is sure to work. Why don't we head over to Wanwen Bookhouse and see if they got any new recipes in?
So, you'd like a copy of Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti?
Yes. Here, and keep the change.
Oh, aren't you generous? Thank you for your patronage.
Hey, isn't that, Star Snapper? What a coincidence running into him again.
Star Snatcher. Apakah dia cuma bagi takdir?
Did you hear the name of the book he just bought? Was it Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti? Well, anyway, it was definitely a book about the Adepti. Why would an Adeptus want to buy a book about himself?
Ya kan, aku sejak awal sudah mencurigai. Apakah dia tidak terlalu mencari diri sendiri? Curiga sih.
What's so fishy about him?
Nih,
So, what you're
penipu.
trying to say is that he can't grant people's wishes? Paimon thinks we should check out that book. Maybe we'll find out something about this guy that we can use.
Tadi kayak gue liat mengkilap. Budaya lewe, bola bunga.
Hey there! We'd like a copy of Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti. Do you have one in stock?
Huh. Since when did that old chestnut become a bestseller? You're a rare breed of youngster if this is what you like to read. But you should be able to find a copy somewhere on that shelf over there.
Oke, kita cari dulu di rak bukunya. Mana? Ini. Oh, ini. Hah, gampang juga.
This is the one! Let's see what it's all about, shall we?
In ancient times, Liyue was a land of misery, where the shadow of evil loomed large. As slain gods festered, their vengeful wrath cursed the world, manifesting in infernal forms. When demons stirred, miasmas, monsters, and mutations infested the land. Then Rex Lapis summoned the Yakshas to vanquish the demons. They swore an oath: restore order through slaughter, purge evil through battle. To this, we dedicate our lives. Eons of bloodshed later, karmic debt weighed upon them, phantom wrath seeping into their broken souls. They went mad with fear, turned on each other, or succumbed to the darkness. Of the 5 foremost yakshas, death came to 3, while the 4th vanished without a trace. In the millennia since, one conqueror of demons remains the sole surviving yaksha in the mortal realm. And only on moonlit nights, in the glow from Guyon, and in the sound of the Dihua flute, is his memory preserved.
This book is about the yakshas, a group of adepti who defend Liyue. Seems like a pretty niche topic. Was there anything that stood out to you?
Jadi dari 5, 3-nya hilang, 3-nya mati, 1-nya hilang nggak tahu kemana, terus yang terakhir tinggal si xiao.
So, there used to be 5 main yakshas, but supposedly only one of them is still alive today. Do you think that it could have anything to do with that Star Snatcher guy? No, surely not. He doesn't exactly give off the impression that he's been suffering for thousands of years. The book says that the wrathful spirits of the gods defeated during the Archon War can sometimes cause plagues, monsters, or mutations.
Kebencian para dewa yang dikalahkan. Efeknya bisa bikin wabah, perubahan abnormal sama iblis atau monster. Keras juga.
Which sound pretty horrendous. Hey, wait a second. Paimon wonders if... Do you think those super evil hilly churls we saw earlier were the mutations that the book's talking about?
Oh, pantas kayak ada aura-aura yang xiao gitu. Berarti itu efek ya.
The book says that the yakshas, after fighting against the wrath of the gods for thousands of years, became bound by karma.
Terikat oleh
Poisoned by
karma.
the hateful thoughts of the gods, the yakshas would often descend into indescribable fits of terror, rage, or agony. It's so tragic. After everything they went through in all of their years of protecting Liyue, they got no reward and had to deal with so much suffering instead.
Tidak ada lagi hal yang perlu diperhatikan.
Yep, Paimon thinks we've already summed up all the key points. So back to the matter at hand. The things we need answers on are 1, where did those super evil-looking hilly trolls come from? And 2, what does Star Snatcher have to do with the yakshas, right? Now to
Star
head back
Snatcher
to
itu
where this
penipu.
all started and commence our investigation. Let's part the fog of mystery that hangs over Dwayne Karst and let the truth shine through in its full glory.
Jadi kita mau memulai permainan detektif lagi. Kamu terlalu bersemangat dalam hal ini.
To be honest, Paimon actually hopes he is a real adeptus. His exorcism technique seemed real enough at least.
Setan.
But if we get our hopes up, there's further for them to come down. So it makes sense to investigate thoroughly first, just to be sure. Alright, let's head back to Wangshu Inn.
OTW ke Wangsun Inn. Oke, udah di Wangsun Inn lagi. Sekarang lagi ke tempat questnya. Kayaknya sih bakal ngalahin Hikaru lagi. Kayaknya.
Flee at my command, foul demon. Flee! Why won't you flee?
Nah, lo nggak pergi kan? Ya.
Uh-oh, snatcher's in trouble! And there are innocent bystanders here too!
Give up.
Apa banget?
Oh, I don't get it. Why didn't the sigil of permission do anything? Has
Sigil.
the evil aura of these hilly churls grown in intensity?
Mukanya anjir. Muka kecewa.
Sigil of permission, huh? Now why does that sound familiar?
Simbol itu memungkinkan kita masuk dan keluar dari Giant Carve sesuka hati. Ternyata dia menggunakan itu untuk mengusir iblis.
Right! It's a keepsake of the Adepti, so it must still contain traces of their power. No wonder he was able to scare those monsters away earlier.
What are you two babbling on about? One is merely underslept, meaning that one's adeptal power is not in full flow. Were one but given another opportunity...
Well, as it happens, there goes another bunch of evil hilly churls over there. Should we leave them to you then?
Silahkan.
One suddenly feels ill at ease. Surely one has overexpended one's adeptal powers. Otherwise, one would surely purge these infernal beings at once.
So you were just bragging after all. We were right to be suspicious.
Ayo Paimon, ayo marahin.
Come on, traveler. Looks like it's up to us. Use your elemental sight and hunt them down.
Ke arah sana 95 meter.
Oh, it's that conqueror of demons again.
Kan
No
ada
wonder.
xiao.
Paimon was just wondering who could have made such short work of these hilly churls.
Hey xiao.
It's you. I remember you. I was purging some living beings that had been tainted by the demonic. It would appear that I have caused you some trouble.
Huh? He isn't usually this polite. What's going on?
Iya biasanya mah galak anjay.
But you are exercising demons. How is that causing trouble?
That is because the changes that occurred in these monsters stem from me. Or more precisely, from the karma I have accumulated.
Kan bener, biar apa makanya auranya tuh kayak harus xiao pas lagi make elemental burst-nya dia.
Mutations? Karma? Does that mean...
Yap, xiao adalah yaksha terakhir.
Yeah! Paimon remembers that Xiao is also called the Vigilant Yaksha, isn't he? So that means...
Oh.
Poor Xiao!
I see. You must mean that piece of literati fan fiction from a few hundred years ago. All things are impermanent, and to exist is to suffer. We yakshas have no need of sympathy or tears. My comrades who have passed on would see your tears as a stain upon their legacy.
Malu anjir malah.
Oh, Paimon's sorry.
It matters not. In any case, I am on my way to purge a cavern of demonic influence, so we shall part ways here.
Wait! Take us with you! We'll be a big help! Paimon promises!
Yap, kita bantu.
No need. I am used to fighting alone. And in any case, these mutations originated from me to begin with.
Well then... Oh! Consider it Paimon's penance for being accidentally rude just now! Please?
Well,
Ya, boleh lah.
come on then.
Yeay. Ikut. Dia lari anjir.
From the bad karma all this time?
Suffering is my price to pay for eons of endless slaughter. I have come to accept this. But in recent years, other living things have suffered when the burden should be mine alone to bear. I must reflect on this.